Good evening, good morning, or wherever you are. Right now we're being joined by the Hitman, Liam Harrison. Uh, how are you today, sir?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm fine, fine. It's very we're honored that you could join us today. To have so that we could catch up with you for a minute. Uh, you've had some scheduled fights for one championship, but we know that you're still recovering from injury.
Yeah.
But recently we learned that you were supposed to fight Floyd Mayweather. Can you tell us how that fight came to be?
So obviously, I had some massive fights for you guys lined up. I spoke to Chatry, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to fight Ponsari in January." He said, "If I win that, I can fight Nong-O again for the rematch for the title in March." And in May, he then asked me to do a catchweight fight with Rod Tang. So they were some of the biggest fights imaginable for me out there. Obviously, I've been having some knee problems since the Nong-O fight, and yeah, it just turned out to be a lot worse than originally thought. And I tore a lot of the main ligaments in my knee, and the only way I was going to repair them is with surgery. So I booked the surgery in for the 30th of January. And then mid-January, I just got called up by Floyd Mayweather's team saying, "Look, he wants to come to do an exhibition in London." Well, they say exhibition bout. It's not an exhibition because I see what he does to everyone in these exhibitions. He knocks them fucking flat out. He's beating up everyone in these exhibitions. But yeah, they asked me about this, so I thought, oh wow, it's an amazing opportunity. So I asked the guys at one, can I get sign off? I said, I know I'm not able to fight Muay Thai at the minute, but I think I can be able to get through a month's training just doing boxing. Um, I was still waiting for the sign off of you guys anyway, but I did 2 or 3 days training, hard training, the type of training that I need to do to be able to get myself in shape to have a fight. And my knee just ballooned up. And I spoke to my surgeon. I said, "Listen, am I going to be able to do this fight? It's only boxing." And he told me, he said, basically said, "Listen, be careful because you might be doing some damage here that it'll be irreversible." He said, like, you might be needing a knee replacement by the time you're 40. You might be always walking with a limp. You might never find Muay Thai again. So he said, you need to think about what you're doing. So I just thought it's not going to be a sensible option for me to take this fight, as amazing as it would have been. Um, but yeah, who knows? It might happen again in the future. I mean, maybe I could do it when I'm in rehab for my leg healing now. I'm not going to be able to fight Muay Thai till the back end of summer, I don't think. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I could do it while my knees rehabbing, or maybe it's something to think about in a year's time. But you never know. But it was nice just to get asked and getting recognised and getting noticed enough by his team and by Floyd himself to be in that sort of position where I'm a guy that they're going to look for them fights. So it's nice just to even be on their radar.
Yeah, you mentioned that you tried to like box on it. So basically you could put weight on the knee.
So I've been boxing. I've been doing boxing training ever since my knee had hurt, but it's only been pad work. When I came
Mm.
to doing sparring, moving around, having to like move with the other person, and that my knee just ballooned up. So it was quite a bad injury that I've done to it. So that it'd have been stupid on my part to try and get through that camp and then possibly do some damage that can't be fixed.
Yeah, and of course we do want to see you fight again in Muay Thai or kickboxing.
No, not
But
kickboxing, Muay Thai only.
just Muay Thai only. All
Yeah,
right.
only Muay Thai. Boxing or Muay Thai, nothing else.
Okay, let's focus on great focus though. Um, what do you think Floyd saw in you? Why did he why did he choose to challenge you, if ever, for this exhibition fight?
Obviously, he's not going to be challenging like the top level boxers at the minute because he's not a pro boxer anymore. Retired, he's about to exhibitions. But I think he saw that I've got a big following. The manager, when I spoke to Floyd's manager, he said, "Look, you look aggressive. Will you take the fight to Floyd?" I said, "Yeah, of course I will." I said, "I'm not here to fucking play around. I'll take it to him." Um, so that they liked that about it. They've probably seen how aggressive I am, and I've got quite a big following and stuff. And they probably, I think they said they'd seen a few fight clips and a few clips of me smashing pads, and they liked what they saw. So I'm just guessing it was from that.
Oh, did they express that they wanted to fight in England, and was that the reason probably that they wanted to compete against an English superstar like you?
Yeah, it's in England at the O2.
All right. As a fan, as a boxing fan, as a fight fan, did you watch the fight at all of Mayweather and Ricky Hatton back in the day? What did you think
I
about that
did,
fight?
yeah. That fight was about 15 years ago now, I think.
Yeah,
And
it was.
I used to love Ricky Hatton. Obviously, we were all rooting for Hatton on that night, but he was just way out of his depth, and he was outclassed, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about Hatton, he's also known as the Hitman. Did that at all
Yeah,
influence your own nickname, or just happens
I
to be
didn't.
that?
I never chose the name Hitman for me. It was just when I was younger. I started fighting professionally when I was like 14, 15, and my first 10 fights, I had 9 wins, 1 draw, and 5 or 6 knockouts, and 4 of them came in round one. So one of the guys from my gym just went, "Oh, Hitman Harrison does it again," and then it just stuck. Then from there, Hitman Harrison, Hitman.
All right. So, moving on to the one championship side of things. One championship recently announced that they will have one open weight Muay Thai world Grand Prix. Is if healthy by the time that this tournament comes up, are you will you be willing to throw your name into the hat?
Probably not. I have no interest whatsoever. I know what look I have. I have. This is the type of look I have. And don't forget, I only fight at 65 kilos, 145 pounds, and I make that easily. I don't struggle, and I could probably go lower if I wanted to. But I know just my look, I'd get some giant like Region Ursel or someone like that in the first round. I'm just coming back from injury. I don't want to go into a tournament if I was just coming, if I've just got my body strong again, got my body fresh, and then fight some giant, especially in 4-ounce MMA gloves in the first round. I'll end up getting killed. I know there's some of the guys out there who are all for this and that, but just coming back off injury, I'm a little bit older as well now. I want to like preserve my body for as long as I can, and now I've got to fight some giants like that. I don't see how I could beat Region Ursel or Sinsum or some of them guys. They are literally twice my size, and them guys hit like absolute trucks. So I've seen some of the smaller fighters going, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll fight anyone." That's just all talk. And we all know what will happen if someone from my division has to fight someone from that division. It will not be pretty. I mean, fair play if they do want to get in there and try, but I'm not that stupid. I want to preserve my body, and I want to try and get at least another 18 months to 2 years back at a good level of fighting before I call it a day. So yeah, my plans are, even if the tournament is I'm healthy in that, my plans are I just want to get back to full fitness. I want to be back in the cage or the ring by the end of summertime. I want to get 2 or 3 fights in this year if I can fight back to back. Every Friday now there's shows at the Lumpini in one championship. That means I can fight every 6 to 8 weeks as long as I don't get injured. So that's what I want to do towards the back end of the year. And then I want to have 2 years just solid, really going for it, get as many fights in as possible, and yeah, and then just see.
All right. But who do you think would be like a good candidate for this tournament?
This, like I say, like people like Region Ursel and I love watching them fight. Region Ursel and Since they're both big enough, and dangerous enough to win. But it just depends what's that going to happen. Is one of the heavyweight guys going to get in it? What happens if a heavyweight guy goes in it? And maybe, I don't know, let's say Joseph Lazeri, the champion at 56 kilograms, what if he goes in and he gets drawn with a heavyweight in round one? What's going to happen? So yeah, that's another reason I don't fancy fighting a heavyweight. I'm just coming back from a knee injury. I don't want to get my knee smashed in half again. So yeah, I don't fancy that.
Yeah, it's a luck of the draw, right? Um,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you never know. It might work in my favor in the first round. I might get someone from the 125
Sure.
pound division. You never know, but
Eventually, you're gonna face a giant, and
exactly. And I don't care what anyone says. A good big one beats a good little one every single day of the week. So
all right. You touched on this. You mentioned that you wanted to like go 2, 3 fights. And you mentioned you touched on Lumpini, one Friday fights happening right now. Uh, you fought in Thailand before. Is there any chance that after you recover, you're gonna be staying in Thailand for a while so that you can just go on these Friday fights?
um, I'll speak to the guys. I mean, listen, if I can get matched on the Friday fights, I'll come over and I'll stay in Thailand for a couple of weeks and I'll stay there and fight on those shows. Um, I've fought at the old Lumpini. I fought at Rajadamnern, and I've got wins in both them stadiums. So it would be amazing if I could fight in the new Lumpini, and then I'll have win. And if I win, and then I'll have wins in Rajadamnern, Old Lumpini, and New Lumpini. And I don't think there's many English fighters who've done that. So that'd be amazing. And like I say, I can just fight. I can go out there and I can fight regular, and I can keep, like I say, because the fights are every Friday now. And I don't have to wait like 3-4 months. I mean, I could fight every 6 to 8 weeks, which would be ideal once my body's healed.
Yeah, and you mentioned also earlier that you're not getting any younger. And you do
Yeah,
are you
exactly.
are
I want to get the fights in while I can before it's time to call it a day. Yeah, you never know. Listen, if after my knee surgery, if my body is not letting me, if I feel like I cannot fight as well as I could a couple of years ago, and if I've lost a little bit of speed, a little bit of sharpness, who knows? I might just call it a day. But obviously, the idea is I want to be able to get back to the type. I want to be the type of fighter like where I can deliver performances like I did in the Muay Thai fight. I want to be able to deliver that level of excitement. If I think I can't bring that back, then who knows? But I've got a very strong mindset. I have full belief in myself. As long as I get all my rehab done correctly, I think I'll be able to get back to what I was.
is there anything that you want to uh tick off your bucket list before you call it a career? Like maybe chase 100 wins or a world title?
Yeah, you know what? I would have liked to get to 100 wins. Um, I'm only 37. Do you know what I mean? There's fight like Sam A. Sam A's I'm pushing 40. You know what I mean? So and he's still going strong. So I might be able to fight for another 3 or 4 years yet. So I might be able to chase that 100 wins. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm hoping that you achieve this one, especially with one Friday fights. There's a lot of fighters that you could like just like compete with every Friday night.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
so now big there's a big bantamweight world title match coming up. Nong-O and Jonathan Haggerty, a fellow Englishman, gonna be fighting it out for the division's world title. Uh, you fellow Englishman Jonathan Haggerty, it will be his chance now to fight for against Nong-O. What do you think Haggerty has going for him heading into this fight?
It's a very, very big ask. I mean, it's only going to be Haggerty's second fight in the division. His first fight, he struggled a little bit with the Russian fighter, and that was a very, very, very. Oops, sorry, my dog's barking. A very, very close fight. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough for him. I mean, Nong-O is absolutely devastating. It is incredible form at the minute. He's won his last 5 or 6 by stoppage. His last time out against Alaverde, he looked very, very good. So I mean, it's going to be a very tough night at the office for Jonathan.
Do you think he has like what do you think are the advantages that he could bring to the table if he faces Nong-O?
Jonathan's got very good movement. He's got very good movement. And he's good at like being in and out. But Alaverde, who Nong-O just beat, he's also got very good movement. He's also very good at being in and out. And Nong-O destroyed him. So I don't know what I'd honestly be telling Jonathan to do. Maybe try and start fast, catch Nong-O cold, because the longer the fight gets, the more Nong-O gets into his stride. That's when he becomes more dangerous. And Nong-O is very, very good. If he has to change the way he's fighting mid-fight, he can do it. Against Rodlek, he was having a bit of a hard time. He was taking some heavy punches and some heavy leg kicks. And then midway through round 3, he changed it up and knocked Rodlek out. He did it against Alaverde as well. Alaverde started fast. He was moving all around the ring. And then by the time it came to round 3, he stopped. He knocked Alaverde out. So it's a very hard ask. But I hope he does win it. Obviously, it'd be amazing to get for him, for his career, to get another title, 2 weights. But I don't see anyone beating Nong-O at that division at the minute, to be honest with you.
Yeah, watch that fight with Alaverde. I thought Nong-O was in trouble early on, then just Alaverde just crumbled and with a body. Um, anything you think Jonathan should like improve before he faces Nong-O?
Oh, it's tough because Nong-O he's good at everything. He's got great timing, great power in his kicks. He's got knockout punches. He's he can do everything. So Jonathan's just going to have to be on the top of his game and just throw caution to the wind and just go for it. I mean, it's obviously Jonathan's got nothing to lose. It's Nong-O's got everything to lose here, everything to gain for Jonathan. So he just needs to just go for it from the start.
All right. You mentioned his strengths, but do you see any like glaring weaknesses that Nong-O has from the fights that you've studied or from the experience that you've had against him?
Well, to be fair, my fight didn't really get.
Yeah.
It didn't get going whatsoever. I mean, he kicked me on my knee and ripped every ligament in my knee, so there wasn't much I could do. Do you know what I mean? That were a disaster, and obviously, I was really, really looking forward to getting into that fight with Nong-O and trading with him and just having an absolute war with him. But obviously, that never got to come off because of the injury I sustained, and I'm still out now because of the knee injuries as well. So, yeah, I mean. He's very close to what you'd call a perfect fighter. I mean, the only person to have really done a job on him is Saenchai, and that's because he's the greatest fighter of this generation. I mean, other than Saenchai, if Saenchai wasn't around, Nong-O would be the GOAT of this generation, I believe. But unfortunately, Saenchai is around, and Saenchai beat him 6 times. But yeah, without Saenchai in the picture, Nong-O is as close to a perfect fighter as you're going to get, I think.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough ask. If anything, if they do fight Haggerty and Nong-O, what do you think? How do you think that fight's gonna play out? Who's gonna win this one?
Nong-O is obviously the clear favourite. I hope Haggerty uses this as some fuel and then he can pull something out of the bag, but you can't bet against Nong-O. After his previous performances in this division, you can't bet against him.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So one championship also going to the US, obviously. If ever we'll have an event in the US again, would you like to be on this card?
Yeah, I mean, Chatri, before my injury I realised I needed surgery. Chatri asked me if I would fight on that card, and it was even mentioned to have a catchweight fight against Rodtang, which would have been unbelievable. But obviously, I needed the knee surgery, and that's that. But yeah, I'd love to. Like I said, I just want to fight as regular as possible, and if I can get on those big cards as well, that'd be amazing.
If ever, who do you want to fight on your first fight back?
Anyone, I'm not too bothered. I don't want to start calling people out or anything yet. I just want to get myself back fit and just get myself back in the mix, get a couple of wins under my belt again, and see if I can get myself back in title contention. That's the goal.
All right. And then I do want to ask because I've been following you on Instagram. Uh, you've always been posting these instructionals. Usually people have to pay for these instructionals, but I get a lot if I do compile your posts. I feel like I could get a full lesson on a full lesson. Why do you? Can I ask why do you offer these simple lessons for free on Instagram?
It's just obviously I've got my own training website and I have got a lot of members on it. So I just want to put out a few little bits of freebies for people, and then they can see if they enjoy what they see, if they're learning from it, they can go then to my website and then they can get the full, because I put like maybe 1 or 2 videos a week on Instagram. My website has over 650 videos on. So it's got a lot and it's all in one place where everyone can learn. It's also an app. It's on Apple and Android, Liam Harrison Training. So I just keep putting these little videos out. People like them. They can go to my website and they can get more. But even if not, it's still nice to. I see people messaging all the time going, "Oh, I learned so much from your page. Your page is so good, etc." So yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I really enjoy the instructionals. I feel like I'm learning. And hope you still right now you still do train even if you're recovering from injury, you're still able to train or teach.
I'm doing a lot of S&C strength work at the minute. Obviously, a lot of rehab on my knee, and then I'm actually doing boxing training, but I'm just sat down doing it. I'm sat on a box and hitting the pads whilst I'm on a box, and that's all I can do at the minute.
True workhorse, true warrior. We're very excited to see you back in action. Hopefully, as you said, this summer. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very
Yep.
much for your time. Would you have
Perfect.
do you have a message for your fans?
Yeah, you will see me back soon. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, are you retired?" No, I'm not retired. I'm on sabbatical. I'm just resting up at the minute, resting my knee, rehabbing my knee. I will be back.
All right, there you have it, folks. Liam the Hitman Harrison. Hopefully we see you in the circle again soon. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.